Welcome to the Rewire Society channel. My name is Angela, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experience with Girl Scouts in general, how I used the Gold Award project to give Rewire Society the structure that it needed to maintain sustainability. I'm going to talk a little bit about the controversy about the Boy Scouts letting girls in and just giving my general opinion on it. And then at the end, I will be recruiting for our next exhibition, so stay tuned. Rewire Society was something that I wanted to do since... I keep saying middle school or high school. It was one of the two. So somewhere in that time zone, I had the idea to create a project. Not even a project. Just I just knew that I wanted to do this big thing, and I didn't have the knowledge or the skills to give it any structure. I didn't know how I was gonna approach it. I didn't know how I was gonna go about it. Just that I really wanted to do it. I kept having this image of showing someone a picture of a really photoshopped, what society deems as perfect beauty, and then showing them a picture of someone without the makeup, without the waist thinners, but just being as wholesomely and as beautifully as themselves as possible. And then having the question at the bottom, how do you define beauty? And then let people decide for themselves, are we happy with the direction that society is going right now? And if not, we always have the choice to change. And that was the idea that I had. And the Girl Scout Gold Award really gave me the structure that I needed to start going about it. So when I got the ambassador rank and it was time for me to do my gold award, I was like, I know what I want to do. Like, I kind of got a head start and already knew what I wanted to do before I even knew what a gold award was. And so each little step that Girl Scouts said was a requirement, I was able to do with ease, and that gave me the Rewire Society structure. And it was evidently a good one because it's sustainable, it's able to be effective, and it's doing what I wanted to do in the first place. It's being able to see that the project was having an effect and that it was making a difference was it was just incredible. I didn't know if the project was going to work. It was more like still is a social experiment to see if it was even going to work. The theory that I had was that we find it so much easier to have empathy and to have kind thoughts toward people that we love, toward our friends and family, but we hardly ever give the same kindness to ourselves. So the theory of Rewire Society was to show people how to have empathy for people that you generally wouldn't, or even if you already do, to use that empathy and that kindness toward themselves. Why shouldn't you give yourself the same kindness and benefit of the doubt than anybody else? I guess I'm the pot to the kettle really in this matter. I grew up with so much insecurity and self-hatred that I think that was my inspiration for the project. I was just so... I didn't want that pain and that suffering for anybody else, and that's why I felt like... I think that was my drive and my passion and determination for Rewire Society to begin. Girl Scouts really gave me the structure that I needed to pursue this dream and this passion, to let people know and to remind them, you are doing the best that you can. You can't change the past, you can't avoid the future, but you're doing the best as you know how in this moment. And that's all you can do, is your best. And if you're not happy with that, you always have the choice to change. That is your power. Girl Scouts gave me the ability to say that. And for that, I will be forever grateful. I couldn't... But before Girl Scouts, I couldn't fathom going up to a stranger and asking them to buy my cookies, much less asking a stranger to help me with a project on this big of a scale. I will be forever grateful to Girl Scouting for that. And no, I'm not being paid to say this. I swear. I also wanted to voice my opinion a little bit on this controversy about the Boy Scouts letting girls in. At first, when I heard about it, I was all on board with it. I was like, yeah, if you're not getting what you need in Girl Scouts, go for it. I was such a tomboy for my age at the time. I think I would have loved to be in Boy Scouts, to actually be doing the camping and the adventure that I had heard so much about from my dad. I mean, everybody's different and has different needs, so I was, at first I was all on board with that. I didn't see what the problem was. Let people do what they want to do. I went home that day and spoke with my parents about it, asked what they thought, and Mom pointed out a good point, that the reason why it kind of hurts just Girl Scouts in general, like the Scouts themselves, is that there is benefit from being in an all-girl environment. I mean, there's countless studies and benefits, but the one that I related to the most was that being in an all-girl environment, I was able to set a baseline of this is what it's like to be treated as an equal. Mom told me a story of how when she went to Catholic school, all-girl environment, she could raise her hand and it was just normal, and how she noticed that when she went to Houston Community College, when she raised her hand, she never thought of herself as a Hermione Granger or anything like that, but her professor would get very annoyed with her and just like, Janine again, like really, and her boyfriend at the time would tell her like, why do you raise your hand so much? And she never felt like, she was never told that or felt like that when she was in an all-girl environment. It was like, she never thought of herself as outspoken, and it wasn't until she was in a boy-girl environment that she suddenly started getting these insecurities about, am I outspoken? Am I too involved? Should I just keep quiet? And honestly, if I were in that situation, I mean, I was insecure, but I was so competitive. If someone said, you're a girl, you can't do this, it was on. Like, I was gonna prove you wrong no matter what. I was, they wouldn't let me play football at YMCA camp because, not because I was a girl, but because I played too rough. Boys came out with bloody noses, and it was all because some guy was like, girls can't play football. It was on. So honestly, if I were, I was so shy, I was so insecure, but the moment someone said, you can't because you're a girl, I was gonna prove you wrong no matter what. I'm still like that today. Honestly, in that situation, if I had realized that it was because I was a female in a guy environment, I would have blown it off. If I was a girl in a Boy Scout troop, I was going to do everything in my power to show them wrong, to prove them wrong, and to not underestimate me. That's my ego just going ham, I guess. But I can see how it's harmful for a girl who doesn't have that same competitiveness, how it could make a young girl feel lesser than because she wasn't as involved or treated as equally as if she were in a Girl Scout troop. Now, I mean, you may be involved with a really good Boy Scout troop who is fully aware of our cultural norms as a society currently. If so, good for you. Go for it. Good luck. And I mean, do what you want. If you are a parent and your girl wants to go into a Boy Scout troop, I would really encourage you to try to find a Girl Scout troop first that is aware of what she needs and will engage her in the way that she needs to be engaged. And if that's not in your area, then by all means try the Boy Scout troop. Just know that there are a lot of benefits to being in the all-girl environment. Not just establishing a baseline. There's other stuff I can't really remember at the moment. And if you are a girl and you want to be in a Boy Scout troop, go for it. Just know the benefits and the non-benefits of both. I think both will challenge you either way. I think it's, or maybe at least experience the Girl Scout troop for a little bit, and if you don't like it, by all means, try the Boy Scouts. Everybody's different. Everybody has different needs and wants. Just that's there. That's my opinion on it. Just you do you. That's about all I have to say on that matter. And finally, to finish off this video, I am recruiting for the next exhibition. The photo shoot itself isn't until May. It's every Saturday in May and June in 2018. I know that's a ways away, but I am looking for people to be in a series of videos that I'm going to be filming in winter. This coming winter break. So if you're interested, please sign up and let me know if you're interested in something like that. Go to the website at www.rewiresociety.com. And I think that's everything. I think that wraps up the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I don't know. This is my first YouTube video. I don't know how I want to finish these off.